So, what do you do on the days and in the times in your life where you feel like absolutely everything is just hitting the fan? Like shit is just constantly hitting the fan. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong. You just somehow feel like inexplicably sometimes you just go through these days, weeks, seasons, whatever it may be. What do you do on those times? What do you do on those days? Like today's that day for me. I don't want to make this fucking video. I don't want to shoot videos today. I've already had so many things happen today that were unexpected. I've had so many things happen in the last 3 days that are bizarre, out of left field, out of the blue, and just absolutely fucking with me. So what do? Do you divert, right, to put out the fires? Do you break your commitments and your routine, your habit, whatever it might be, right, to cope, to pivot? And in looking at it from a big picture, it would seem that one of the biggest keys to consistent progress, growth, and success is being able to do what it is that you said you would do long after the feeling of doing it has passed. I'm not responsible. I think that's a direct quote from somebody or somewhere that I've heard many times that just stuck with me. However, it's really true. Like today, to do my first kill and lift, didn't feel like doing it at all, but did it. I'm in the middle of doing 75 hard for the 6th or 7th time, so I'm about to go do the second workout. Don't feel like doing it. Gonna do it. I'm supposed to make 2 videos today, one for this channel, one for my real estate channel. Absolutely don't feel like doing it. Gonna do it. Hosted 2 webinars back to back today after only about 4 hours of sleep last night. Had to get it done. It's just, and then I've spent over 2 hours today dealing with a problem that came up out of the blue that involves attorneys and other things, and I had to put time into like that, had to get done today. And that's 2 hours that was originally planned for something else. And it's just like, I'm just talking about my day, right? But the principle that I'm driving at is that on these kinds of days, it seems that when everything is turning against you, or if to use the metaphor of sailing a wooden ship, like the fucking Mayflower from back in the day, you can't control conditions. You cannot control the weather, the waves, the ocean. The only thing you can control is the mechanisms at your disposal, like your sails, your rudder, where you're pointing the keel of the ship. And a good captain knows how to adjust and pivot the mechanisms of their ship to the changing conditions of the ocean and the changing circumstances, so that they are always on track. The ship is always on track to getting to the ultimate destination. I know nothing about sailing, but I would imagine that the rudder of the ship, the sails of the ship, the angle, how many are being used, which way the ship is pointing, like so many different things about it constantly change to adjust and pivot to this changing weather conditions and circumstances. It's not always going to be just simply and easily pointing the same way, the one direction. You set it up once and the ship just sails and gets there. Obviously, that's not how it happens, right? Life's, I think, a lot the same way. Especially if you have any sort of ambition, gumption, and you're trying to get anywhere in life. You're trying to grow, create, expand. I heard something once that has come up for me repeatedly today, and the thought was, I think this was from Brooke Castillo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Brooke Castillo. She said that just anticipate and expect that 50% of your days are going to be shitty. Just expect that half of your days are going to be shitty. have problems, troubles, issues, just expect it. Just assume it. And you know what'll happen is it'll be easier to handle them, because I think half of the emotional resistance and frustration and anger that can come from having shitty experiences, setbacks, problems, challenges, frustrations, and bad days is the fact that you don't want them in the first place, right? So it's just, first is the bullshit that's happening, and then there's your bullshit that you're experiencing about the bullshit even happening in the first place. Creates even more bullshit. I think it's actually exponential and compounds. I don't think it's 1 + 1 is 2. I think it's 1 + 1 is 17. Because our emotions can tend to get carried away, can't they? But if you just expect 50% of days to be nonsense, and if you look back retroactively, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, it's actually about fucking true. It's about accurate. About half your days, they got bullshit going on. You know? And not in all areas of your life. Some areas of your life might be going great, while other areas are having an issue. And it's on those days that your practice of intentional consciousness is absolutely critical. It is on those days that you sticking to your habits, your commitments, your intentions, those are the days when it's more important than on the good days. If half of your life and half of your days are going to be shitty, miserable, painful, frustrating, challenging, have setbacks, and let's correlate that all to whether you want to go to the gym or not every day. If you don't go to the gym 50% of the time that you said you would, you're going to be in a much different place physically than if you went 100% of the time when you said you would, and out of the 100% of the time that you go, 50% of the time you absolutely do not fucking feel like being there. And so your workout might not be as great. It might not be as intense. It might not be as maxed out. But if you put in the solid, honest workout reps, schemes, and everything that you planned over a year time window, you're going to be in a much better place in terms of physical strength, fitness, physique, and so forth. Those less than max, suboptimal workouts matter just as fucking much as I'm pumped and really feeling good in the gym today. They'll both matter, I think, equally as much given a long enough timeline. So, again, on a day like today when I'm just mad about a lot of things, and this icy fog of resentment and bitterness is trying to find its way into my heart and mind, I have to remember the commitments that I made. And it's on these days that doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling has passed, this is when it really matters. And I think this is those moments where you ultimately really build the most self-respect as a human, as a man. So if you're having a shitty day, that's my message to you.